Hey guys, this is a bit of a disclaimer because this video is nothing like the videos that I normally do, and it's been made for a kind of a different audience, kind of our kind of clients, organizations and businesses who are looking to hire a video production company, and kind of tips from me on what to look for so that they can make a good decision. And partner with the right company for them. And the same company, one company is not right for everyone. So, but I just thought, for those of you, whether you're freelancers or you're running a small video production company, just keeping some of these tips that I'm giving them in mind might be beneficial for you, for thinking about how you're presenting yourself, how you're positioning your brand and your business and your services for current clients and potential clients. So you might get some value in it. You might be like, not interested, totally get it. And please let me know down below if you never want to see content like this on our YouTube channel again, and we'll get right back to our usual programming. Thanks for watching this far. Hey there, this video is for those of you that are looking to get a video production or a series of videos done for you or for your business. This is just essentially some tips on how to go about picking the right video production company for you and for your needs, because they ain't all the same. So my number one tip is, don't just watch their reel. Don't just do a Google search. Really take the time to watch through as much of their work as you possibly can. The reason being is because it's reasonably easy to get the best 5 or 10 seconds from a series of different productions, put them together, slap some music on it, and get a really nice looking 1-2 minute reel put together. But what you really need to look at is, what kind of video are you looking to make? And then look at the different companies that you're looking at. Really take the time to look through their work. Can they hold your attention through the entirety of their videos? Is the quality there? Is the style right for what you're looking to do? But mainly, is their content engaging again and again? Is there some that are really subpar, some that are really good, or do they have consistency? So don't just look at a reel or at one piece of work. Really take the time to look at as much as you can. Tip number 2, along lines of tip number 1, take the time to really go through their website, read through where they've come from, their work history, the kind of services that they offer. Do they just specialize in a certain kind of thing, or do they sort of try to do everything? And look, here's the truth. Nobody specializes in everything. If someone says, I specialize in, and then there's this like never-ending list of all these different categories, probably not the highest quality. So, for ourselves, like we have a series of kind of things certainly that we offer, services that we provide, but we very clearly have our kind of hallmark, what a lot of clients come to us for, and the things that we know that we excel at. But yeah, really take the time to look through their website. It really surprises me the amount of times someone will call for a quote, and I'll sort of say, hey, how'd you find us? Or what did you see? And they'll be like, oh, I haven't watched anything yet. They just found us on Google. And I'm like, how do you know that we're even remotely what you're looking for, either from a quality perspective, from a style perspective? Really take the time to have a look. It'll save you so much trouble later on. Take the time, read through, watch videos. Yeah. Tip number 3, see who they've done work for before. Have a look at that content, and if you can, give those previous clients a call, chat to them, because it's not just about the finished product that you get in the end, but the experience that you're going to have working with a production company or working with a freelancer. You know, the communication, how clear things are things delivered on time? Is everything as expected, or is it all a bit of a mess, even if the end outcome's really good? Get in contact with the previous clients, really get an understanding of the process of what it's like to work with that production company. Tip number 4, this one's a bit more nuanced. If you can, do this, take the time to meet with them in person. You know, really try to gauge, is this team a team of creatives? Or are they just the kind of production, just the shooters? Are they problem solvers? Are they really engaging and listening to what you have to say? Or are they kind of immediately just spewing a lot of words at you and trying to take that production in a certain direction? Are they asking questions, or do they already think they have all the answers? Yeah, really chat to them, get to know them, because depending on the size of the production, you're going to be spending a lot of time with these people. Often, video production can be stressful at times. So you want to know that on a personality level that you click well with a group of people. It's filmmaking, like nearly every job, when you boil it down, is all about people and the way that people work together as a team. Tip number 5, make sure that you lay out really clear deadlines that you have for your project, and make sure you can get in writing that they can definitely meet them. We've definitely had projects where it's sort of like, yep, it's not urgent and things, and this is the more kind of, I guess, documentary style work, and it's kind of ready when it's ready. But obviously most videos are made with a deadline in mind. Just make sure that company confirms that they're capable of achieving that deadline. Number 6, ensure they've got the capabilities to meet your needs, whether that be personnel, skills, that's motion graphics, cinematography, visual effects, composing, whatever it is. We work in a very small sort of team here. So there's 2 of us full-time, and we work with a whole network of freelancers, from composers to visual effects artists to motion graphics people, a whole mix. But so we need to know when a project starts who we need to bring in to be able to do it, and we scale up and down on a project by project basis depending on what's required. But the other things that you want to look at is, do they have the capability to meet your deadlines, but also do they have the capability to be flexible if dates and requirements change? And that can be a challenge, because a lot of the time a production company they might have your production lined up, and then they'll have something, usually, like most will, if they're not sitting around twiddling their thumbs waiting for the phone to ring, will have something lined up after that, and probably something lined up after that. So if you're working on a project that you feel like the dates could fluctuate, really make sure that they've got the ability, whether it's bringing in other people or just having the enough personnel to cover the job. Make sure that they've got the flexibility to be able to accommodate changes in your schedule if you require them. Tip 7, this one's a bit of a funny one because my views on it are changing, and that is the equipment that the video production company is using or has access to. Now, previously I placed a lot more emphasis on the equipment itself. Nowadays I don't. I think what you really need to do is, this comes back to the earlier tip of really looking at their work, making sure that the quality, the look, and just the style and the feel of their work matches, or you can see that they're capable of doing what you want done for you, for your business, for your company. So I think equipment is important, but it's not as important as it maybe used to be. I think primarily if you're doing any green screen work, any visual effects work, or anything like that, or anything that is going to end up broadcast on television, just remember this: make sure the camera records at least in a 10-bit codec with 422 color sampling as a bare minimum. Number 8, look for transparency and clarity in their quoting. some companies may just give you like a lump sum and it's not really broken down. I would generally veer away from that, although there's reasons like that can be done and there can be absolutely nothing dodgy going on whatsoever. What you really ideally want to have is a really itemized quote where it's really clear where the costs are in creative or in pre-production, where the costs are in production, in post, in editing and in color grading, in visual effects if there's visual effects, in motion graphics if there's motion graphics, royalty-free music. You want to see that broken down because as the production evolves, there may be some costs as the project goes on that are no longer required. And then you'll know that in the end, you won't get billed for those. Whereas if you just have sort of a lump sum, you got very little room for that to change. And it's not as clear for you what you're really paying for. If you don't get an itemized quote, ask for it. If they're not comfortable with that, ultimately, like one production company is not going to be the best at every single kind of video. One production company may be able to do a whole series of different kinds of work, absolutely, but everyone's going to have their own strengths and weaknesses. Certainly for us here, we know that we're good at storytelling in both the narrative and sort of branded documentary space. You know, that's where a lot of our time and energy and I guess professional development and just a lot of our work is, you know. And there's other areas sort of, whether it's visual effects heavy or motion graphics intensive work. Not that we don't do those projects, we scale up for them, we bring the specialists in, but in terms of our FTE staff in-house, it's not our cup of tea. So one production company isn't perfect for everything. So yeah, really take the time to make sure that you're choosing the right production company for your business, but also for the actual project or series of projects you've got lined up. Take that time early. It's going to save you a lot of headaches in the long run. I hope that was useful information. I'm just sitting here now, I haven't got anything else to say. So enjoy that and off you go with whatever you were doing. You're probably procrastinating, you know, just flicking through your feed. So off you go do some work.